Omelet is a very simple idea for a recipe, but is one of the most difficult to master, actually. Before my dad started his career, he aspired to be a chef. And so he went to cooking school, and they taught him many things, but one of the first things they taught him was how to make a simple cheese omelet. This is because it incorporates many things that are pertinent to cooking. You need to have a steady hand, a watchful eye, and you need to be prepared. All of these incorporate into a good chef. So one of the first things I'm going to teach you today is how to make it. So first off, you grab an egg, and then you crack it into a little bowl here. And then you add a little bit of milk. Now you add the little bit of milk because it adds to the fluffiness of a omelet, which is very important, along with whisking the contents of the yolk and the milk. Now once you believe you have this good and mixed up, what you do is you turn the pan on, the stove on. You want it between low and high. You don't want it too high though, because you don't want the oil to burn, because then once you add in the yolk, it'll burn the omelet very fast. So you just add a little bit of olive oil. Just enough so that it'll cover the bottom of the pan completely. You heat that up. Just add a little more. And once you believe you have it ready, you heat it up. You add in the contents of the yolk. So you just lightly pour it in. Now this is just a 1 egg omelet, but you can also do a 2 or 3 egg omelet. It just depends on what size you want it. Kind of just let that heat up, and once it starts to firm up, then you can go ahead and add the cheeses and stuff. So before that happens, to make sure you're prepared, you slice a couple of slices of cheese, just like this. You make sure this is hot enough, and at this point you want to swirl around the yolk to make sure that the omelet is a nice circular shape, so that it kind of forms around the pan. So you just slowly swirl it around the pan. And as this heats up, you can notice it's starting to firm up a little bit. So it's got that nice kind of yellowish, whitish color. And then once you see the yolk in the middle of the pan, once that starts to become less and less, you kind of swirl it around to make sure to cook it all evenly. So you just slowly let that cook. As I said, a watchful eye, you got to notice these things. Once it starts to firm up, now it's time to add the cheese. So you want to add the cheese only to 1/2 of the egg omelet here, because if you do it on the whole half, you won't be able to flip the omelet as well. So you add all that in there. Let that sit so it kind of melts the cheese a little bit in it. As I see, I keep changing the temperature to make sure that it cooks to how the egg is cooking. So at this point, you're going to want to flip it. Just kind of have to get under here, which is a little difficult. And then you flip the omelet, just like that. Now you want to cook it down a little bit because the olive oil can get a little hot and it'll splatter. You just kind of shake the omelet around a little bit, let it cook. Now at this point, it's very difficult because you're going to want to flip the omelet. What you do is you get right up under it and you use the momentum of the pan and the omelet to flip it. So just a quick 1, 2, 3 concept, just boom. You want to turn it down a little bit so you can hear the olive oil starting to crackle. See, it's got that nice light brown color to it, which is perfect. You just let that sit for a couple seconds. I would say it's about done now because you don't want to burn the omelet. And you tray it. And voila! You have a perfect omelet. Now at this point you can add salt, pepper, anything to, season to taste. As I've shown you, an omelet is difficult to master, but is pertinent in all the cooking techniques, as preparation and time orientation are very important. And I hope I not only taught you how to make a perfect omelet, but how to become an excellent at-home cook. Now enjoy!